Good evening, VPG. We are back. It is Tuesday, not Monday, because Monday was a bank holiday. We don't do bank holidays. Sometimes we do, but yesterday we did not. So we're back on Tuesday instead. It is match day number, quick mathsing, 13 of season 14. How are you all? Hope you're doing well. Hope you are surviving these long old VPG seasons, because we are officially over halfway done now. Just the other half to go. 4 weeks left. So yeah, we'll be here for the other 4 weeks of the season, whether you like it or not. Just not bank holiday Mondays. Let's have a look what we're up to tonight. Not that one. Not a good start. Here we go then. First up, which is a very good start, it is Prolific taking on Class. Two teams we know very well, two teams we are very used to seeing on this channel. Top of the league, Prolific. Top of the UK Prem, Prolific. 3 points clear, 4 points clear. And the maths is just not mathsing. With a game in hand as well, so Prolific are it's in their hands. That being said, Class will be doing everything they can to make sure it does not run smoothly, starting with tonight, last season's second place. Wow, that was a great start to this stream. Third the season before that as well. Always the bridesmaids, some people have said. It's me, I said it several times. Thought I was being dead clever with that one. Prolific versus Class is your 8 PM, probably closer to 8:05, knowing these guys. Second up is the Focus Derby. This is the VPG Esports Cup round of 16, which means it's 3 games to the final. 4 wins you the whole thing, and the 2 Focus teams have drawn each other. It's a tough one for Focus. We'll leave it there. We'll obviously speak about more, but that is your 8:30. Then we're on to the big boys, the VPG Esports Premium. What a game this is. League leaders FAMALICAO away from home against very, very bright starters in the league, Braunschweig, who have just fallen off the pace a little bit. But when you see their starting 11, I do think it's one of those games where a lot of teams look at them and go, not sure about this one tonight. And FAMALICAO, I mean, it is tight up there. We'll have a look at the esports table as and when we get to that. That is your 8:45/9 o'clock kickoff. Introducing the big boys, the big guns, and the main event of the evening is ROTE taking on PMI. 2 fantastic footballing teams. 2 teams in the thick of it in the mid-table at the moment. I know for a fact ROTE will not want to be there with 2 excellent seasons under their belt in season 12 and 13. PMI just under the radar a little bit. Everybody knows they're a carpet football team. And again, a bit like Braunschweig, I don't think they're a side that many like to play against. So, something has to give, I think, on that one. Something has to give, and we'll be here to find out what that something is. That is your 9:15, probably closer to 9:30 by the time we get there. Right then, let's go over to game number 1. Like I said, do we have the table? Do we have the table? Look at that. Yes, we do. It's a bit shoddy. I'll sort it out for you. There we go. Prolific played 16, just the 2 losses and 13 wins. 4 points clear of second place, but they do have a game in hand. Class, on the other hand, have played a game extra, so there's a lot of work to be done here, but it's the usual suspects, that top 4. To be fair, I mean, Exito have come in out of nowhere this season, obviously after being promoted last season, and have made it all about themselves, so fair play to them. But yeah, it's looking slightly like a 4-horse race there, unless Apoel want to get their stuff together. Likewise with Black Sheep too. But team sheets, as per usual, we know the drill by now. We know the drill. 2 very, very good sides are actually just getting into the lobby, so I'll make this relatively quick, because we know 10th in the esports prem are Class, playing 8th in the esports prem are Prolific. So they're not just doing it in the UK this season, they are doing it abroad as well, which is why this game should be so good, and the perfect game to kickstart our Tuesday night stream, our first First stream of the week. Let's get rid of the table. Right then. Quick turnaround from the boys. I quite like that. Like I said, they're on here often, so they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Right, that cutscene finished quite abruptly, but we are going to get straight into it tonight. It is Class, the away side, not that it matters too much, in their famous Malaga kit. That's the blue and white stripes from right to left, taking on the All Reds, prolific league leaders. Everything in their hands at the moment, but a tricky customer in Class to deal with first as the gaffer gets to the byline, stands it up. Here we go, headed down, foot save by Logan, and picks up the scraps. What a start that would have been. Strike partner to strike partner Logan, and they're backing out, aren't they? They're backing out. Something's happened. Something has happened. Hey, it's a good try. It was a good try. Luckily, that ball did not go in, because we can't have any more controversy around these parts, can we, boys and girls? We cannot have any more controversies. There was a lag out there, so we can go and have a look at the teams again, to be honest. One thing I didn't pick up, actually, is in net for Prolific. I mean, there's been a few signings. So Prolific changed the way they played. So they brought in some personnel, and obviously when you bring in personnel, you've got to then replace the ones who are outgoing as well. Those replacements, Chris Boras has come in goal. What a signing that is. Ladis Jr., he's turning into a bit of a journeyman now, and I can confirm he is playing in Europe as well. So he has left the team that's on our main event tonight, PMI, after playing what? I mean, we only saw him there for a night, so a maximum of 2 games. He's left now. He's going to get a reputation if he's not careful. But him on one side, Kimi Seasons on the other. That's not a bad selection, is it? Not a bad selection. Class, on the other hand, are keeping up their 100% record of only signing ballers, and bringing in Addy, moving down Josh Chapman to Cam, which I thought was a strange decision, but it's paying dividends at the moment. Doyle is their leading goal scorer, as you could probably imagine, although it was Chapman for a very long time. Doyle's on 12, Chapman's on 8, and Addy is already on 7. So that front three is pretty dangerous for Class, and they all know what they're doing. They all work for each other, and that's why this Class side just works. They're a very industrial team, and they just get stuff done. They just get stuff done. Kaio's been fantastic this season. He's in CDM, Migan and Wilshire Perlo on either side, and they're 2 top-rated players again for maybe the 3rd week running. Captain America, that central centre-back, and Logan, the goalkeeper, who we've already seen called into action tonight, even though the game has technically not started. Good foot save from him. It is 13 wins in 16 for Prolific so far in the UK Prem. They are currently unbeaten in 6. And that's since that 1-0 loss against One Mind, which was on stream on Thursday. That derailed their, I think they had 5-match unbeaten stream beaten streak on stream. That's gone now, so they can play without pressure tonight. No pressure anymore, boys. That is gone now. The streak is gone. It's what everyone was playing for. It's what everyone was interested in. Of course it was. Any score predictions, let me know. I'm going to go for a gentleman's draw tonight. 1 apiece, which will open the door for the likes of Exito, for the likes of Heritage, and let's say Class maybe, but I guess they're not gaining any points. So Class will be going all out for the win here, I think. And rightly so. So they should. Like I said, that front 4 in the UK, all looking tasty. If any of them won it, I would not be surprised. Ace Scorpion starts us off and immediately given back to Class, although it's Dilvix, the cameraman tonight, pinches it off him. I think the cameraman was waiting for the volley to go upfield. It never happened. Alas, Prolific have still got it with Haji, another new signing in Cam tonight, and it is Crimmy, the gaffer, and SJ Clay up top at strike partnership For Prolific, missing Sentinel. He's now gone. So they are a bit of a reshuffle. Halfway through this season, reshuffle. Why not? Seems to be paying dividends as of right now. Swung in, Otamendi clears. Dilvix, though, feeds the free kick taker. Headed down, Thock in the way. Good tackle by Wilshire. Perlo had to be good. Fires it off. SJ Clay. And they'll pick up a throw in deep in their own half. Under a bit of pressure here, early doors, as you would probably expect. I imagine that's what the team talk probably was. Expect to be under a bit of pressure tonight, but play to their best. I mean, Class are a team who can dig out a result. We've said it once, we've said it 1,000 times. They don't have to be at their best to get results. And he tries to play it through. Class Doyle wins it, but Wilshire Perlo was offside. Good press from the gaffer. To no avail. Hadji's picked up an injury early doors. Chris Borasen debuting in net for Prolific. I'll try and find out if that's EU as well as UK. It might just be UK, of course. APX, good to see him back. He clears, but it's going to come straight back at them with the new sign-in. The Spaniard on that left wing gives it to Krimi. Pirouettes in the box. They're going to get it back. Hadji this time. Good defensive work from Class, as you would imagine. Good defensive unit. Whilst they've got that front three up front as well, I think that's why they're so well balanced. Krimi, edge of the box, steps in. Good tackle, just about. They're being aggressive with these tackles early on. Not giving anything away just yet. A Scorpion to Hadji. Will get it back into that centre-back spot. Three centre-halves, Darmzo, Tuanzi and A Scorpion, who are all very comfortable on the ball. It'll be interesting to see what Class can do with that information. Read their press, because they are a good pressing side. They do work on scraps. It'll be interesting to see whether Doyle says, yes, let's press them because they like to put their foot on the ball, or let's stand off the press because they are good on the ball and we're probably not going to get back off them. Dilvix, right place, right time, as per usual. Lattice with Akers to run into. Chooses not to because he's picked out his gaffer. Goes low. APX does well. Stepped across, blocked and cleared. Migan helps it on its way. Dilvix, I don't think he saw the man on top of Tuanze, basically. But of course, he does well. Hadji. Bit more space on that far side. They're getting a lot of joy over there so far. Brotini will settle for a throw in for his side. 23 minutes in. No score, no shot. Lots of possession for Prolific. That's a tongue twister. On the deck it goes to SJ Clay. Stood up once again. This Class backline repelling everything that's chucked at them so far. Brotini into striker's feet. Gives it to the gaffer, Krimi, 25 yards from goal. To the cam, Hadji. Again, half-winger steps in, but Brotini and Dilvix do such a good job shielding those passes into striker's feet. Kimi Season, who's been quiet so far, gets one in the back. And that's been the tail of the tape so far. Class have defended well, and they've defended dirty when they need to. And quite clearly, it's working. Exhibit A. Otamendi standing his ground there. Dilvix to Hadji. SJ Clay shifts onto that right foot. Again, it's blocked, but look at that press from Prolific. They win it back high up. Krimi goes back sticks. Migan clears, playing it as a right back for his first 31 minutes of this game so far. Brotini into striker's feet as the gaffer. Gives it to Lattice Jr. Goes one way, goes the other. Wanted a bit too much time, but there's Krimi again. Good 50-50 from those two. It's going to go Prolific's way. And that was the definition of 50-50. Literally could have gone any way. Prolific, though, win the corner. Headed down. That's free. And it's going to come back off the post. Back off the goalkeeper. And hit the back of the net to put the side who are top of the league on top of this game. It's 1-0 Prolific. It's unfortunate for the goalkeeper. I feel for him. But the knockdown into space, SJ Clay was free. Was very, very free. And I don't expect that from this class side. All it takes is one person to switch off for a second. And that's exactly what's happened there. There may well be a steward's inquiry at halftime in the changing room. Who was marking that man? Not that it matters, because the damage has been done. It's unfortunate in terms of the rebound off the goalkeeper, but you can't say. Prolific probably haven't deserved to be in the lead so far. As Class Doyle breaks into the box, Brotini and co do well, and Class are coming out of their shell now. Chapman finds, and he gets the shot off there. It's Chris Boras called into action for the first time in a Prolific shirt and steers it round his near post. At the expense of a corner, though. A bit of defending to do for the first time for Prolific. Free header from Dilvix. We don't talk about free headers. Here is technically, I guess, the goal scorer, but it's going to go down as an own goal for sure. Brotini into Hadji. Out wide it comes to Kimmy Seasons. Fakes to go inside a few times. Is he going to get the corner? Yes, he is. Just before half-time. Is there a sting in the tail? Threatens to go short. I don't think it's gonna, because they got a lot of joy off the last one that went into the box. Here they go, looking for the same thing. Half winger is there, but he gives it back. Otamendi got out to the ball well, although it is pressed and does lose it. Hadji into the box. Back sticks on. A Scorpion with the Bicey. He's doubled the lead. It's 2-0 Prolific on the stroke of half-time. The finish of a striker from the centre-back. That man can do everything. Good ball from Hadji. Travella left foot. Finds the free man. It was the centre-back, but when it's a world-class centre-back, it doesn't really matter. And that is the sting in the tail. That is the sting in the tail. I said it just before it came in, and I think Class at the end of the day, they'll be kicking themselves for the 2 goals. It was from 2 corners, and 2 very different corners as well. The first one, someone just switched off. Let's not point fingers, but we've all seen it happen, and it's a shame because Class defended so well for 35, 40 minutes. And the second one, it's not for me to dig anyone out. We'll concentrate on the ball to the back post. We'll concentrate on the finish from the big man, the Bicey on the back sticks, and just like that, it's a cruel game. It's a cruel game, but I think you'd be hard pressed to find anyone, even the most die-hard Class fan, who can't say that Prolific are a good value for this lead at halftime. Whether it deserved to be a goal or 2, I'll leave that up to you guys. I'm gonna sit on the fence, I think, and yeah, from my fence, I'll watch the second half. Who said a gentleman's draw, by the way? Right, Class have got it all to do. Class have got it all to do, and they've got to come out of their shell. Slightly low block for the first half, perhaps. I mean, they're playing the best team in the UK. Probably don't blame them. But something's got to give if they want something from this game. Hadji into Brotini. Prolific just picking up where they're left off. Hadji looks tidy as well. Another astute signing from Crimmy. You can tell he means business this season. He's been cutthroat when he needs to be. 13 wins in 16 in the UK. Unbeaten in 6. It's a cutthroat business. And here is Mr. Cutthroat. Lattice Jr. slides it through to his gaffer. Roulette's inside. Half winger does well, but they win it back as well. Stabbed into the back post. Headed down. It is SJ Clay, and this time it needs no deflection. Volley past the goalkeeper. 3 of the best for Prolific. And it's getting out of sight. It's getting out of sight now. Class are dead and buried. 52 minutes. I can't see them scoring 3+. I think they came with a game plan. And The goal off the post, off the goalkeeper, was unfortunate. The timing of the second goal was unfortunate. Nothing unfortunate about that third goal. We're just we're going to be going through the motions now for the next 35 minutes, I think. I think other teams as well, the likes of Heritage, Exito, I think would have been earmarking this game. They very may well be in the chat as a potential banana skin for Prolific to drop points, but it's been anything but. It's been anything but. No form of champions here. It's been a great performance as a Scorpion clears, headed down by Lattice. Here they go again. Hadji. Early shout for man of the match, I think. Prolific are they're just so good at turning over the ball, regardless of where it is on the pitch. Exhibit A is the cam working back, although they did almost lose it there. As you can see, Class just letting those strengths off a little bit. You know, we've seen it. It's textbook Class. They're a team that can sit in and they can hit their strikers early, and they can make things happen off scraps. But when you're trying to get scraps off three very good centre-backs, it does make things difficult. It does mean you can't have players switch off from corners. You can't afford unfortunate goals off the post / goalkeeper. It's one of those things, isn't it? Kimmy Seasons taking his man for a run, puts him on his backside. Hadji, 25 yards, finds SJ Clay for his hat-trick. It was the gaffer, actually. Grimmy looking for his first. A good save by Logan, their highest rated player, the goalkeeper. Will probably get a poor rating tonight because of that own goal, but headed on by SJ Clay. APX was there. Migan sweeps up. Josh Chapman lays it off to Thok. Gets it back. Good overlap from Wilshire Perlo. Finds Ad. Finds his gaffer. Is very, very tame and very, very offside, apparently. And that's probably been Class in a nutshell. A bit toothless, I think. And they've got the players to do it. They've just been penned back so much this game by a very, very good Prolific side. And I think that's the way that Class have got to look at this game. Prolific are a different beast at the moment. Wilshire Perlo stands his man up, tries to go around him, comes back to Thok. Much better. 10 minutes from Class. I say that as someone attempts the most ridiculous pass I've ever seen. But good signs, and this is what I mean. They know they're a good side. They've spent weeks and weeks, probably months, putting this side together. I don't think this is the game where you try and pick it apart. I don't think this is the kind of game where you point fingers. It's the kind of game where you say, right, we've got the rest of the night and we've got all of Thursday to get back on the horse here. Because they don't need major changes. Slight tweaks maybe. Major changes, absolutely not. And I think Doyle knows that. He's been here, done that, got the t-shirt. Kimmy Seasons gets rugby tackled. Wilshire Perlo will pick up a booking for his sins. 10 minutes left to go. It's 3-0 to the league leaders. Like I said, I think the teams around them, the Heritages, the Exitos, would have been hoping Class could have done something here. It was not to be. That goal just before half-time. Pretty much put a hole in their sail. Would have been an interesting one. And they're the scraps. That's what I mean. Class look good when they can get it up to the big man, when they can get it up to that front three. I think that's the only thing they'll be disappointed in tonight, is the two goals conceded from corners. It's avoidable. and we talk about corners at this elite level of pro clubs, sometimes when you can't separate sides, it does come down to set pieces. And here is Krimi on the volley. It is blocked by Otamendi. Good roulette from him. Still in search for his goal tonight. 2 from his strike partner, SJ Clay, and 1 from the big man at the back, Ace Scorpion. This is what I mean. It's textbook class. It's lovely stuff. Maigan through 1v1. What can Chrissy Boras do? Of course he can save it. He had no right to save that at all. Maigan did absolutely nothing wrong. But that's what class can do. Headed down, another huge save. Prolific have created a monster. They have created a monster. 2 men chasing this. Logan will kick it into touch. I think he's done. I think class are done. With those 2 saves, class are just so done. Like I said, they'll move on to the rest of the night. Thank their lucky stars that they don't have to play Prolific. And there is confirmation of the 3 points and the 3 goals. And Prolific marching on to the rest of their night. GG's to those guys. Always a pleasure to see them on stream. Likewise, class as well. And I think they'll be slightly disappointed with some of the goals, but I think if they watch that back, that first 35 minutes where they were camped in their own half, they were absorbing a lot of Prolific pressure. I say it on here often. Sometimes you just have to take your hat off and say fair play and move on. And like I said, with those 2 saves at the end, Chris Boras, Prolific, there's not many, if might I say no gaps in their armor at the moment. There's been a lot of chopping and changing in these last couple of weeks, and it all seems to be coming up. Prolific. A great game to start us off tonight. I'm just looking for streams. I can show you what is coming up next. And there it is. It's the Focus Derby. It is the Focus Derby. Round of 16. 3 games till the final. It's all it takes. It's all it takes. 3 games to the final. 4 wins from this point onwards will win you it. Focus. You've got a lot to do. You've got a lot to do, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. 3rd in the VPG Esports Premier. The absolute elite of VPG Europe. Let me just find this stream because it's bugging me that it's not come up. Yep. Focus One Mind. 12 wins in a row. Unbeaten in 22. 3rd in the Esports Premier. That was until last night. They got beat twice in a row, having been unbeaten for 22 games. So, Focus. Is this going to be a very, very difficult game to get anything out of? Absolutely. Arguably, has there been a better time to play them in the last 22, 24 games? Absolutely not. Go ahead, boys. It is the VPG Esports Cup. These often tend to be the best games of the night. So no pressure, no pressure. We know Focus love a 3-2. One Mind love playing really, really good, attractive football. So it could be it could be a 3-2. We could have a 3-2 on our hands. Team news then. No Hudson. No Hudson for Focus tonight. So Valdo comes in. Big miss for those guys, especially when you have a look at the opposition. Polga and Robbins up front. It's pretty good, isn't it? And just to make matters worse, Wiz is behind them as well. Wiz had been partnering Polga up front until Robbins made himself available. So I'd say Wiz is unfortunate to miss out. But when those 3 get cooking, and then you got Ju and Francois on either side, Festic and DeFreezy, it's a dangerous combination. That's not even mentioning the back 4, who is probably in my team of the season so far at centre-half. Sephiroth and Atsu are always outstanding, and Maheda has had a really, really good season, especially as he had big gloves to fill, replacing Alanim from last season. So one minder at full strength, minus last night, which they won't want me talking about, but I have to report it to you. So if I'm Delosa, who is playing in Cam tonight, by the way, that would be my team talk. Hopefully one of them's got the stream on, so if he has missed the latest results, they can pick that up in their team talk now. And to be honest, that's probably all I've got. It's probably all I've got because, yeah, I would be intimidated playing against these guys. So 14th in Elite A, 13th in UK Prem, 1 win in 9 for Focus. They are away from home as well, I do believe. It doesn't get much better. It doesn't get any better, does it? So I'll stop talking. Last time we saw Focus on stream, I mean, they had that great record of 3 lots of 3-2s. Three lots of 3-2s. 2 went in their favor, 1 against, and then they ruined it all. Which they won't mind me saying, a horrific performance against Primal. They lost that game 1-0. It was not one for the ages. I would not recommend going and watching it back, but I think that's one of those games where you probably learn more about yourself and your team than you would ever do from winning games. So that may very well be the turning point for them this season. However, this one needs to kind of just be compartmentalized, because it has the potential to be a bloodbath. But like I said, boys and girls, they did lose twice last night, so technically they've not won in 2 games. That's all I'm gonna say. It's there for them to do something crazy should they want to do it. We'll remember the 3-2s, not the 1-0 against Primal. Like I said, round of 16, the Esports Cup. Big dollar for winning this, actually. So it's worth sticking around for as long as you can in this cup, because you just never know. And why not? Why not? Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. Yep, thanks for stopping by, stranger. I'll try and remember your weird name, because I know it's not stranger. Oh, press. Yeah, we're not finishing. We're very much going. I had a shocker today with this. Right, Wiz picking it up for 1 mind. They are the home side. Over the top it goes. Knocked down. The goal is wide open. The white shirts are absolutely filling that box, trying everything they can to prevent it going in the first 2 minutes. They managed to do so, but it's probably not a great sign of things to come. It is, if you hadn't guessed already. 1 mind in the all black, Focus in the all white. They're 2 strikers tonight, Davis and Jerkosh, 26 and 25 goals respectively. Operation get it to the strikers, make something happen. And you know, I've said it before and I'll say it again till I'm blue in the face. When you've got Delosa in Cam, with that play style he likes to play with, if he can find some space and one of the 2 can find some space, they do have the potential to hurt you. And it's a bit like the class game. It depends on how long the rest of the team can hold off the onslaught. And class lasted 35 minutes. Let's see if Focus can go better than that. DeFreezy, in it goes. Polga, edge of the box, gives it to Sephiroth, finds Robbins, cuts onto that left foot, headed down. There is Sephiroth. Fantastically worked from the Italians. It is 1-0 inside 8 minutes. Another centre-back goal. 2-2. Nothing Cobes can do. He's been in fine form this season, but a close range header against one of the best in the business. Chubnaldinho, good to see him playing again tonight on the wing. Whiz into Robbins, Jew pirouettes, fires it goal bound with the Trivela, and there is the man in good form. Coberon, big save, because that was going top bins under the cosh in this opening 11 minutes. Francois swings it in. Good header, but it's going to come straight back to them via the corner taker. Back post is the goal scorer. Delosa manages to take it down, and you can see the man on your far right of your screen. Here he is here. Davis for arguably his first touch. One of very few maybe for the rest of the game. I don't know. But there is the game plan, and rightly so as well. Sephiroth deals with Davis well. Gets his team off to another attack. Francois on that far side gives it to Polga in his full-on striker season. 18 and 29 for him. Not a bad return for a cam. Finds the man. Oh, he's switched it on perfectly. Strike partnership combining well. Robbins pops it in the back of the net. Side footed, says thank you very much. We were just talking about his goal soaring exploitives. There's his cam. His cam's shining through his striker instincts, and he's popped that across to double the lead. 18 minutes in. And the press is brutal. I don't know what the plan is when you get pressed like that. Neither do these boys. It's like I said, I think One Mind are the best side I've seen so far this season. We're seeing it early doors. Francois with another corner, headed down by Sephiroth. Polga gets 2 stabs at it. 1 saved by the goalkeeper, 1 blocked by the centre half. He is having a go at the rest of his team because it was a knockdown, which was contested, but Polga stood by himself. And there's probably less dangerous players you could leave unmarked than that man. They do get away with it, and the ball does go over the top now. I think this is what they will need to be reliant on as they play through that first press, the second and third as well. Sometimes you've just got to sit and appreciate it. Valdo does well. Good work from him into Davis. Holds it up nicely. Delosa tries to find himself even half a yard. They're not giving it to him, though. Here's the focus derby, after all. Niggy does well. Gives it to Delosa. Finds the pass to Jerkosh. Over the top it goes. Didn't have the legs on it, and it will get recycled by the boys in black, the Italians. One Mind, the team in the lead. Niggy does well again. Into a bit of trouble. Gives it to Valdo, who must be thinking, what the hell has he come into? Stepping in for Hudson tonight. What a big miss that is for any side. Playing against any team, let alone these guys. It's rugby scrum season. It's going to fall to Francois. It's going to be a free kick. Don't know what for. Too much rucking maybe. Who knows? 32 minutes gone. Once again, the press is spot on for One Mind. Wiz to DeFries. He cuts inside. Wiz again, toying with him on the edge of the box. Francois got a bit of space, tries to give it back to Polga. Welcome in All About Football. Headed down nicely to Wiz. That's the ball. Oh, just offside. Looked on to me. Looked on. Lapse of concentration from One Mind, who, to be honest, I think if he's getting put through one-on-one there, he has the ability to probably finish this game off at 3-0. Coyote does well in the corner, though. Gives it to Jerkosh. We know that man likes a goal. Delosa, the gaffer, tries to swing it in. Will get his side a corner. Now, they can get something from this. All the naysayers, 8-ball. They've gone for goal by the looks of things. I'm not saying anything. Festick finds Robbins, who finds Wiz. DeFreezy looking for that Trivela through ball. will come to nothing. Kobler are being kept busy. If not with saves, then with goal kicks. They do go long for the first time. That's probably why it was the first time, because it's going to come straight back to them. Polga, 30 yards from goal. Couple of step overs. Inside it goes to Wiz. Mr. Salko does well. Here we go. 3v4. Jerkosh is the man chosen. Holds it up well to Coyote. Wigwam. Good work from Focus. Delosa cuts inside. Good work from him. Back to Wigwam. Good feet. Coyote to Miggy. There it is. I don't think they expected to get that high up. Mr. Salko goes long. It's probably going to see us through to half-time, and it does. It was good football. It was good football from Focus there. And from a purely neutral point of view, it was disappointing they couldn't cook something up at the end of it, because they did look good. When you're not moving it quickly against a side like One Mind, you've almost got two different One Minds now. You've got the One Mind from seasons gone, where they are the most stubborn, most defensively astute side that I've ever seen in pro clubs. They've still got, what, 60% of those players who can play that style of football and have got those tactics drilled into them. But now you've got this season with the likes of Robbins, with Wiz playing in cam and Polga playing up top. It's a bit like Prolific, how they're trying to get that finished picture where there's no gaps in their arsenal. They've got everything they need. They're very, very close to that. They are very, very close to that. And I wouldn't have wanted to play One Mind any other season, but I think this season in particular would be the season I do not want to play this side. And to be honest, Focus so far have held their own well, because they're not just lumping it up, they're not just chasing, they're not just, working off scraps. They're trying to play through the thirds. The game plan, of course, as always, will be, can Delosa get space? Yes. And then can one of the front two get space? But they've not forced it. And the early goals have kind of killed it, because One Mind can just sit and pick you off like this. But I think if they'd held it for a little bit longer, it would have been interesting. Because I think that almost, not nervousness, but sense of, oh, is it going to be our day, creeps in. Whereas at the minute, One Mind do not have that. They're 2 goals to the good. If Focus find 2 goals here, then something's gone horribly wrong for One Mind. And it's not very often things go wrong for those boys. So let's see what the second half brings. Focus in the white, One Mind in the all black. Someone's dropped out. So there's me saying nothing goes wrong for these boys. And I think it might be the gaffer. Robbins, 30 yards from goal, finds Francois, can't put it away. Koblerone is there. The Bicey goes wide as well. And Focus live to fight another day. 11v10. 11v10. Good work from Polga there to set up that initial chance. But Koblerone equal to it once more. No any for One Mind tonight. So they've just got that bot in centre midfield. I mean, he's got a very good build on. But here we go. Here's the space. Delosa slides it through. Expert ball. Jerkosh Green times it. Finds the back of the net. All of a sudden, we have got a game on. That's the strategy, boys and girls. Does Delosa have space? Yes. Does Jerkosh have space? Yes. Can we score? Yes. 2-1. Halves the deficit. That is just what the doctor ordered for Focus. Their chat is going to be absolutely lit right now. And now I bet it's silent. They gave themselves 10-15 seconds to celebrate, and now Focus need to focus. Here is Bot DeFreezy, plays it through to Robbins. Edge of the box, slides it through to Polga. Left footed, good save from Koblerone. Good strong wrist as well, turns it behind for a corner. Francois backsticks, free header is not what Focus want to see. Koblerone comes out, clears his own man. He has every right to be mad there. Davis peeled off nicely. Here we go. It is 3v3. Jerkosh goes the opposite way. Oh, it's a Stonewaller. It's not being given. Oh, he's clipped his heels. Great work from Focus again. I mean, this is what I said. 20. I'm not going to try and claim I thought Focus were going to get back into this game, but when you've got strikers who've got 25 and 26 goals playing together up front, anything is possible. They look tidy at the moment. Robbins, they just need the rest of the team to just dig deep, hold off this charge. Robbins into Polgo. Salco does fantastically well. Here is Delosa. Can't work it against the bot. Great work from the Freezy bot. Festic just puts his foot on it. They needed that. They really, really needed that. The game's got a bit frantic, and that suits Focus way more. Just making sure the next game doesn't kick off. Ball goes through to Maheda, who's been a spectator. Who's been a spectator until that ball through from Delosa, which needed to be 100% spot on, and it was. Jerkosh applied the finish, and all of a sudden we've got a game on our hands. Francois, into the box he goes, under no pressure whatsoever. Niggy is back there. All the white shirts were expecting the ball across. It did come across eventually. So defended well. And now all of a sudden, Focus are just looking at the time. Good play from Stranger there. Good feet to Valdo. When do they send one of those back three up? Wigwam's had his pocket pinched here. White shirts get back in. Wiz killing some time. Oh, one mine. All of a sudden, it's gone to a stroll in the park to game management 101, which this is the one mind I'm used to seeing. This is the one mind of old, and this is what I'm saying when they can mix their arsenal up now, which makes them even more dangerous. Sephiroth, the goal scorer, puts it into the corner as if it were a game of rugby. Stranger picks up, gives it to Salco, will get it back. Salco would make a good emergency striker from centre-back, wouldn't he? There's the Freezy bot, one of the best players on the park at the moment. Robbins, no rush from him. Coyote helping his back line out, does well. Up to Delosa, not sure what the intention was there. It's been turned over. That clock slowly ticking down for Focus. Who thought we'd be in a position to say that? Definitely not me. Francois gets professionally fouled. I don't think he needed it. I don't think he needed it. A rush of blood to the head, maybe. Maybe we'll see confirmation of who that was. Chubnaldinho. Expect more from him. Experienced boy. Yeah, this last 10-15 minutes has been all one-mind game management. I think that's a testament to Focus. Focus have made them have to do that. But it's that experience right now. Seeing out games. Wiz managed to stay on side as well. I don't think he's going to go anywhere near the box, and they've run out of time. They've run out of time, which is sad. Because if they'd got the goal a little bit earlier, maybe make more bones about it. We didn't see the kitchen sink from them, which is a shame, but one miner saw that out perfectly. They've been there, done that. I'm pretty sure they invented this t-shirt. They don't even have it. They invented it, boys and girls. So I think Focus is a difficult one, because Focus came into that game not expecting anything. Then they got nothing, and then there was that glimmer of hope. So it's almost worse. You might as well just got pumped 5-0. I mean, it was a great game to watch from a neutral point of view. I'm glad Focus turned up and didn't roll over, because, yeah, that could have been brutal. And like I said, they mixed it with the best, and I think the experience they'll get from that will be fantastic. So I would say GG's to both teams, of course. Unfortunate for Focus to go out. Round of 16 is good hustle. One mind march into the quarterfinals. It's 3 more games for them to win, and they will be lifting that trophy. They've got to be in with the likes of Fama, etc., as front runners for that title now. And speaking of Fama, here we go, boys and girls. It is Braunschweig versus FAMALICAO, league leaders. League leaders, FAMALICAO. And like I said in the intro, a side that we've seen a lot this season, and for good measure as well, for good reason as well, because they're very good. But a side that have just dropped off recently. They're down in 11th now, which, again, we try not to have favourites, but from a neutral point of view, they are a good footballing side. And yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. Just checking what's going on with everyone else. I'm hoping Braunschweig are in a friendly, because they're only in the 26th minute. And we're bang on. We're bang on when we should be playing. Let me go and check where FAMA are. FAMA in the 40th minute. So basically that is a very long way of saying we've got lots and lots of time to kill, boys and girls. So I think first things first, before we talk about any of these two sides, let's have a look at the league table. There is, in all its glory, confirmation that, I mean, to be fair, now they've added a few more teams as well. I mean, it was already a big lead. 28 is pushing it. My quick maths is 54 games, so we are there or thereabouts halfway. I thought we were more than halfway. It just means more games towards the back end of the season. And if you remember what season 13 was like, on the last day of the season, we had 8 teams who could win the league. So I think we'll end up with something like that again. But it is FAMA who are top, and they've played a decent amount of games. And what I mean by that is, have a look at Team GMAS down in 9th, 4 or 5 games behind most people, 16 points behind FAMALICAO. So it does make it very difficult for us to try and gauge who's in with the shout and who's not. I always just look at the losses, regardless of how many wins you've got, regardless of how many games you've played. I just look at the losses, and that tends to give you a pretty good indication of who's doing well, regardless of how many games. So the likes of Capri Karaleske, by the way, who are supposed to be playing tonight, who are not playing tonight anymore. I don't know what's happened there. They were taking on Champions E-League winners Temptation. That's no longer the case. We are going with PMI versus ROTE now for that 4th and final game. But like I said, before that, it is FAMALICAO taking on Braunschweig. Braunschweig, I think, other than Prolific, maybe have been the most streamed team for us this season. Down in 11th, and they're newly promoted, right? But I still think they'll be disappointed with that. 1, because they had such a good start to the season, and 2, because they are a very, very good side. And I still say it to this day, I think they might have the best squad of players in this league, because I think what they've not struggled with, I think what's not helped them this season is the chopping and changing. And whether that's been forced, people not being available or whatever, or whether they're still looking for that magical formation, that magic tactic, I don't know. But every time we see them, they've got a different 11, whereas the likes of, FAMA tend to stay with the same people. GMAS won season 12 literally using 12 players, and again, one mind could probably name that lineup now without seeing it. So sometimes needs must, and I imagine that is the case, because if they've got a team, I would imagine they can pick a team that is their preferred 11. The team they've got out tonight, we'll go over to them now. The team they've got out tonight, with Sam playing right mid, it's almost like they've got the right players, just not at the right times, because the likes of Marv, the likes of all the games, have missed certain games. Gox missed certain games, and then they all tend to be missing all at once, or there all at once, and it's meant, the likes of Kukenroll, who's played in Cam this season and has been fantastic, 12 assists, so far this season, with a bit of an on-off. And again, when he does playing between CDM and Cam, trying to fit in the likes of all the games, because it's very difficult to drop a player like that. Same with San, who plays in that CDM. It's very, very important for him, but you can't leave him out. So you have to get him in the team. And again, Leandro, with his goal scoring record on stream, he's had to drop into centre-back, although he has scored from centre-back on stream as well. So hopefully you can see what I mean. There's a lot of chopping and changing, which I do think has affected their season. And this is kind of one of the things that happens when you've got such a star-studded squad, is you do struggle when everyone is available, and also when no one's available as well. So it's a nice problem to have, but Braunschweig, it's a very long-winded way of saying Braunschweig are better than that 11th place, I think, and they'll be looking to do everything they can to move up that table. Up that table is exactly where FAMALICAO are, though. They are first, 18 wins out of 24. They do have the 4 losses, though, in 24 games. They're currently 4-1 up, almost made it 5-1. So they're going to make that 19 wins in 25. So I think with the 4 losses, it proves that they are human. I think that would kind of be my team talk at the start of the game, playing these guys. But again, you look at the 11 and there's no cracks there. There's no chinks in the armor. The new signing of Mirko, again, a bit similar to Braunschweig in that you've got very, very good players who can all play in the same position. That Luca and NGK partnership, it was brilliant. Absolutely no problems with it. They bring in Mirko for a like for like. NGK is too good to leave out of the team, so they put him wide midfield. And then all 3 of them are scoring for fun. So it's a nice problem to have. And I think since NGK's gone back out wide, I mean, he did a lot of the season out wide last season. They've marched up the table. So I think they've just about found that winning formula now. And yeah, the back 4, Dreezy sat in front of them with Taziek, Nashor, that free roll. Expect good things, expect big things from these boys tonight. They are, of course, 2 points clear of second place Digital, but they do have 2 games in hand over those guys. We've seen them drop points on the channel a few times. Sorry, guys, this season. They must just win off stream a lot, because they're still second place. And 3 points clear of third and fourth, which are Europa are one of those guys, and newly promoted Europa, by the way, who have just come out of nowhere. We need to get some more of those Europa games on stream. And the other side is One Mind. Of course it is One Mind, who we just saw just sneak themselves over the line against Focus. So those guys were off the back of 2 defeats as well. So at the moment, FAM are front running. They're 4-1 up here on the screen, looking good. It should be a very good game, because Braunschweig think they can match anyone, which is a really, really good positive mindset. They're not going to sit in, and they've got the players to hurt this FAMALICAO side. FAMA, up until today, just looking at some of their results, they're unbeaten in 10 for a reason. There's a little bit of former champions creeping into their game. And what I mean by that has been there's been no absolute drubbins, there's been no hide-ins, they're not winning every game 3 or 4-0 like you might expect for the top of the table. It's the VPG esports Prem. It's so tightly contested, and FAMA have just got into that routine of just being able to win. And I truly think that they're a very good side. They're not setting much alight at the moment, but they need this title win, and that's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. And again, on the flip side, like I said, Braunschweig have been good all season, but they're sat down in 11th place. So it really is swings and roundabouts. It really is. Luca's top goal scorer, of course. Before tonight, he had 17 in 29 games, 8 assists as well. You got new signing Mirko. He's up to 6 already with the 2 assists. And with NGK playing half the season as striker and the other half out wide, he's on 9 goals, 7 assists. And then Braunschweig, yeah, they've got some they've got a lot of firepower in their front two. Creatura and Gok. It's 54 goals between them this season. 32 for Creatura with 14 assists. So the goals are there. The goals are there for Braunschweig. And it should be a good game. It should be a good game. Famo have just come out of their game now, so that gives me a quick chance to say, after this game, which I'm going to have to send a message about because we're late for that one as well, is ROTE taking on PMI. And again, it's 13th plays 19th there. I think when you get sides like that, PMI 15th last season, 13th the season before, they don't want to be down in 19th. They are better than 19th. And ROTE, the season they had before and the season they had season 12, they should be nowhere near 13th. We last saw them on stream winning 4-2 against Digital, who are second. So again, it makes no sense. But that one should be an absolute banger. Absolute banger. Right, these two are getting into the lobby, or so I'm told. Let me find you the best looking stream. How about we go with the one that doesn't have adverts, huh? Although I think Nation might have adverts turned on as well. Naughty boy. Right. Let me message ROTE. And PMI. There we go. Right. Just waiting for invites to be sent. There's a bit of argy-bargy in the Discord. But yeah, other than that, boys and girls, Shades is the highest rated for Braunschweig. Very, very good player. That back four has been great for Braunschweig, especially Leandro, of course, with his goal scoring exploits. And Para's a fantastic goalkeeper. I don't want to say he's burst onto the scene, but because we've seen them so much this season, he's announced himself, I think, is the best way, and all the gains back in, which does mean Kukenroll. He's my one to watch tonight. He's had to drop back down to CDM, so it's a slightly a shame for that reason. But again, no Blickbert for Braunschweig. I'd like to know what he's up to. Only the 13 games for him this season. But again, what do you do even if he was available? Where do you put him? They have got a lot of talent in that squad. Guy Jesus tonight between the sticks, although I've just seen they might have had some players missing. And I can't lie, Taziek is currently sat up top. I think it might be Taziek and Luca up front with Nogueira in centre midfield. Interesting. Let's see if they can make something of that, because that's quite big news, to be fair. Right, it's been a long time coming, but I do think it'll be worth it. They're still arguing in the Discord, which is why I'm not talking, because sometimes it's too good to not watch. Two massive sides. FAMALICAO going for gold this season. We're almost halfway through. They are league leaders. And hopefully, I mean, this is not a good sign, to be fair. Say hopefully we get in, because I don't want any more arguing. Oh dear. FAMALICAO beat 1-9 last night, 1-0. I mentioned that earlier on stream. We've got 22, but that was the longest I've ever seen. If this goes off without a hitch, then I'll be surprised. Fingers crossed, boys and girls. Fingers crossed. So Fama without Mirko. We'll try and get tabs on what this team looks like. This makeshift team looks like. No. Could sense it. Could sense it. When you've been doing this for a long time. When you've been doing this for as long as I have. More arguing. More arguing in the chat. I don't know what this means for our 9:15, because obviously we're going to be late to that. They've got messages. I'll see what who is their streamer. Try and keep tabs on what everyone's doing. Who is the streamer for Braunschweig? I don't think I follow them. It's not very helpful, is it? There we go. They're sat in the lobby, but nobody's in the lobby. Their cam disconnected, so they're waiting for everyone to get back in. I mean, there's really no point in watching my beautiful face. We'll watch the whole thing. We'll watch the lobby fill up, play a bit of lobby simulator. Lobby Sim 2025. But yeah, 1-0 win against One Mind last night for Fama, which I think fully puts them in contention for being worthy league leaders. Because I think, like I said in the last stream, although they didn't particularly prove it too much, especially in that last 25-30 minutes, I think they were the team to beat this season. One Mind, they've put together a very well balanced world class side. Fama already have that, of course, but in terms of challenging for this title, let's have a look at this side then. Brecha, Joe and Gonzalo are there. NGK, it's Nogueira who's came in. It's Mirko is the one they're referring to. Mirko's not made it in. Taziak up front. Strange that NGK is not going up top. And now Braunschweig have a backup. It's Claydon. I'm not sure all the gains is missing because Kukenroll is still there. Marv is still on left midfield. It's impossible to keep up. I mean, there's drama. It's keeping us entertained while we play Lobby Sim at least, but competitive pro clubs, boys and girls. This is it in a nutshell, by the way. Everyone's favorite time. Right, we will get into this game, and it will be good. I'm thinking 4-4, 6-5, something silly like that. No 0-0s, because that would really just top off my evening. 22 is the magic number. Taylor Swift would be happy with that one. We're on Braunschweig stream. They stream from PC in sweet old 1080p. Let's go. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it, boys and girls, I promise. It better be. Here we go, then. Braunschweig versus league leaders. FAMALICAO. Fama in the all black, or a slight blue tinge, I guess. From right to left, anyway. And Braunschweig in the all white kit. From left to right. Luca. Dispossessed by Leandro, the wide midfielder. Come centre back. Guy loves a goal on stream. 3 stream goals in 4 games so far this season. Keep an eye on him. Even when he does play centre back, he still scores. Shades, the highest rated player in this Braunschweig side, which is saying something because they've got some ballers. Gok gives it to San, playing out of position tonight. For the sake of his team, he is the gaffer. It's often the way in pro clubs. If you've got a gap in the team, the gaffer fills it. Creativo on the overlap, gets to the byline, goes short to Nayshaw, cuts back, back sticks. San is there. His defensive nature taking over. They have left 2 up top, but Fama have 3/4 back. Nogueira goes to Nayshaw. The man was a free over on that far side. Chose to go straight instead. Maybe use him as a bit of a decoy. Dreezy to Luca. On rushing Creativo. Edge of the box is on. If Nogueira can take it down, he's had his pocket pinched by Kukenroll. Fantastic work from him. Here we go. It's end-to-end stuff at the moment. Creatura loves a goal as much as he loves an assist. 32 goals, 14 assists. Marv slides it through to the man with the big output, Clade. Good work in the end. They do manage to get it up to Luca and Co. He's got a man either side. He does manage to find it through. And it's going to be Taziak, the makeshift striker. Gets to the byline, squares it across. It's going to go all the way through to Creativo, the new signing for this season. Nogueira, the late replacement, goes to the back post. Para, good set of hands. Goes long to this near side. Not too sure the arrows are arrowing. But a nice little break. 16 minutes in, it's been full throttle so far. Nayshaw over the top to Taziak. Leandro gives it to his CM Hank. Good ball from... not sure who that was, but it's found Clade's feet. Creatura it was. Very, very deep for that man. We know he likes to drop deep, but that was ridiculous. Taziak holds it up nicely. For the league leaders, they are away from home tonight. Portugal playing in Germany, so there could be some delay. NGK to Taziak, man over. Should he want to use it? He does it. It's going to fall to NGK. Right place, right time, off the save. And there he is. Fox in the box, regardless of what position he plays. Puts the league leaders 1 goal to the good. Striker's instinct from a wide midfielder. Can't teach it. I did query why he wasn't playing up front, but if he gets into those types of positions anyway, then so be it. Good save from Para, but maybe could have pushed it out of danger a little bit more. Teo takes that down, but leaves for Shades. Taziak is there. I'm assuming gets a striker build. Nogueira down the line to the danger man, Luca. 17 goals this season, dispossessed by San. In for a shout with Ballon d'Or as well, Luca. Dreezy looking for striker's feet, cut out by Hank. Good work from him. Here we go there, 3v3. Gives it to Clade. Great ball over the top by him. Finds Creatura. Takes the shot early on. Guy Jesus didn't even move because that went like an absolute arrow. Bottom corner. Didn't give the keeper a chance. Look at that. Spectator just like me. Watched it into the back of the net. And here we go, boys and girls. We said it would be worth a wait. Of course it is. 2 teams like this, always. Hank, who started off that attack. Braunschweig leaving 3 up a lot of the time, and it's paying dividends at the moment. Played with that ball over the top, in for all the gains as a late replacement. Luca back sticks. Shades clears. San might pick up. Well, he's left it for Gok, who's about 80, 90 yards away from goal, picking that one up. It's good work rate from Braunschweig, who just missed out there as it was looking promising. Luca into space he goes. Gives it to his new strike partner, Taziak. Never thought I'd say that. Hank does well again. Early shout for man of the match so far. Brecher, though. Talk about goals. That man loves a goal on stream as well. Leandro's just nutmegged Luca ran R1 in his own box. It's no goal, but still, it's up there. Luca finds a bit of space. Teo steps across nicely. The ball has gone loose. Shades. Don't think he was expecting it, but dealt with it nonetheless. Creativo will restart us with a throw-in. Nashaw finding a lot of space early doors. And he is shut down there by the one and only Hank. Finds striker's feet, and here we go. Another 3v3. Clade, through ball. Great through ball that is. This time Gonzalo. Is that Gonzalo? I'm not sure who that is. Jews, maybe? Clade. Here's Brecher. Joe Burrow. Maybe it is Gonzalo. Luca NR1. Time to turn. Wouldn't recommend it. NGK thinking about taking him down with that professional foul. Gives it to the makeshift striker, Leandro, the makeshift centre-back. Dispossess him. A lot of makeshifting tonight for these two sides. Joe Burrows does well. Wins that header. I do believe that. It's not Gonzalo's build, but his name is down on my team sheet, and he's playing central centre-back. NGK, the goal scorer, wins his side a corner just before half-time. 43 minutes gone, 1 goal apiece. It's been a really good game. As always, it's Luca with the corners, which I don't always agree with. But he's got a sweet whip on, and no one's on the same wavelength as him though, which is disappointing for Fama. They are going to get a chance to roll the dice again. No, they're not, because Clade's cut out. Nashaw wins it straight back, though. Creativo swings it in early doors. Knockdown's available. It's going to fall to Luca. I tell you what, it's turned behind somehow. I'm not sure if it's a save or a block, but Luca got taken down in the box as well. And how many times have we seen those given? The referee kind of did point that way. Joe Burrow, as I say, unable to flick it on properly. Nashaw does well, dug it out, and there is the end of the first half. Boys and girls, like I said, well worth the wait. Well worth the wait. 1 apiece. Braunschweig, again, 11th in the league, just proving that they can mix it with the big boys. And they can, of course they can. What have they got to do to get this over the line? To be honest, I think they've just got to keep firefighting. Just keep matching that chaos. Because I think as soon as you let Fama get into their groove and you start to sit off them, that's when they can really hurt teams, and that is when they've got the potential to pick you off. At the moment, Braunschweig occasionally getting picked off, but they're given as good as they can get, and I think that just gives Fama something to think about as well. I think when you play these types of teams, a bit like what we saw in the last game with Focus and One Mind, Focus scored that goal and it just gave One Mind a little something to think about. And it's kind of what Braunschweig are doing here. And they've looked real. I think the worrying thing for Fama is that Braunschweig have looked good going forward as well. And they've been relatively clinical with this man, Clade. They've got players in abundance over at Braunschweig. 1 man in, 1 man out. It doesn't matter who it is. They've got a conveyor belt of talent. But still just 11th in the league. They should be higher, and I think those watching this tonight will probably agree as well. Clade hands it off to Kukenroll. Creatura holds it up. Good one-touch football, just not on the same wavelength as a great ball through. Just no one running onto it. Good ball into Nogueira. Another late replacement. Taziak goes in the air. NGK flicks it down. He was offside. I think he was originally offside. I don't think Luca was. That or both of them were off. Either way, it will be Braunschweig to continue from their own half. 53 minutes gone. 1 apiece. Top of the league in all black. The Portuguese are away from home as well, don't forget. Slight disadvantage there. NGK to Nogueira, gives it to Nayshaw. I'm not sure who's even got the ball at the moment. Shades completes the clearance. Trying to back into the man, but Joe Burrows does well. NGK takes that under his spell, the goal scorer. Creativo cuts back, gives it to Nayshaw. Swings it in early doors. Shades tries to head home to his goalkeeper. Teo got in the way, but completes the ball out, and it's changed hands again, has possession. Luca holds it up expertly. Leandro and Co are there this time. Here we go, 2v2. Gok gives it to Creatura. We know that man loves an assist as well. The slide tackle comes in. They manage to play all the way through it. Great football from Fama. Slides it through. Teo is there, and Braunschweig will come straight back at them. Clade, this man looks tidy. Bearing in mind he's their third choice striker. Wasn't supposed to be playing tonight either. Luca NR1 has got some space on the edge of the box. They backed off, and that's hit the roof of the net with a Travella from about 20 yards. I would consider Braunschweig getting off very, very lightly there. Very, very lightly. Clade looks like a little wizard in cam. Taziak faces his man up. Luca puts one on. Shades, the ball's going to fall to them, and very, very fortuitous. But when the ball falls to that man, it's usually a goal, and he has made no bones about that one. 2-1 puts his side a goal to the good. It's just when you're red hot, you do get the luck sometimes, and I thought the tackle was a bit naughty. The ball fell to him very nicely, but you've got to be in it to win it, and that's exactly what Fama and Luca have done there, and they're gonna, like I said, making your own luck here. Braunschweig have got some of their own luck with a corner off that knockdown. Should have been a relatively straightforward header back to the goalkeeper. Instead, Luca and NGK, the goal scorers for the league leaders. Headed down by Teo. Breccia clears. Marv does well against the onrushing Luca. Tried to make something of that. Q can roll, drops the shoulder, gives it to Clade on the overlap. That right-hand side, no one there. Dealt with nicely again by Fama. I mean, the attack that they eventually scored from was from digging that ball out deep, deep, deep in their own penalty area and just being positive with it, playing it on the deck. Really, really good football to watch. 15 minutes. Braunschweig have kind of got to let the handbrake off here if they want to get anything out of this game. That, or they're going to be patient and try and sneak a draw. But I tell you what, this game could have gone either way, and even if they got a draw from this position, I think they'd still be slightly disappointed. Like I said, comms, the goal was fortuitous, or at least the ball landing at the feet of one of the best strikers in the world. That was fortuitous. The finish was sublime. But that is the only difference between these two sides as things stand. 12 minutes left to play. Confirmation there. I think that's Nayshaw picking up a booking. That man was born on a booking. Constantly seeing him get booked. Are we going to see a spot of game management now from the league leaders? They need 3 points. Taziak into Creativo, who's dropped very narrow, very short. Squeaky bum time for FAMALICAO. Clade and Co are going to chase this one into the corner, but I don't think Fama are going to mind where that ended up too much, unless they lose it here, which they have. Clade runs into trouble. The ball goes over the top, and again, it's Luca. It's not luck, it's Luca. Beats his man, 1v1, cuts back, edge of the box is on. NGK fires it. Near post, Paragues the right way, sends it round the post for a corner. Could have been lights for Braunschweig. The ball over the top for Luca. Excellent off the ball work from that man. taking their sweet time with this one. Luca is back sticks, headed down. What a finish that is by Brecha. I told you he's no stranger to a goal on stream. Bang on cue. He loves the limelight. Headed down, in off the post. Game, set, and match. 3-1 to Fama. Another world-class corner from Luca. Again, like I said, I don't understand the striker taking corners, but when the corners are that good, what can you do? What can you do? Once again, for Braunschweig, it's just... I don't want to say bad luck, because it's almost a bit lazy to say that. Edge of the box, Q can roll into Creatura. Joe Burrows and co. doing everything they can. Fama love playing out from the back. That is the definition of 3 yards out from the goal line. Dreezy dispossesses this time. Looking for the emergency striker. Don't forget they've done the damage with the emergency striker up top as well. And again, ball just finds Luca like a tractor beam. Slides it through. Teo is there. Gets it through. Good work from him, but the damage has already been done. Speaking of damage, insult to injury. Gets taken down as well. It's going to be a quick turnaround because ROTE and PMI are ready to go. So as soon as the referee blows the whistle on this one, which he's going to do now. Excellent game, excellent performance from Fama. At one point it looked like it could have gone either way, but Fama sealed the 3 points with that late goal from Brecha. Of course, the man loves the goal on stream. Congratulations to FAMALICAO. Commiserations to Braunschweig. It's difficult for Braunschweig. I do feel for them. They're a bit like Digital were for the last 6 seasons, basically. Good performances, just not getting too much from it. I think once you learn the ways of the VPG Esports Premier and that winning formula, whether you have to win pretty or not, it's a difficult one to try and learn. Like I said, it's taken Digital 6-7 seasons to work it out. Braunschweig are not far off it at all. They are not far off it at all. They are playing the league leaders, however, who, like I said, they're in full-on form of champions mode at the moment. They'll get a win regardless of what it looks like. That being said, they did look pretty good even with the makeshift striker up front. Right, it is time for these two. ROTE taking on PMI. ROTE are in 13th. Want to do something about that. PMI down in 19th. Likewise, really. And we've got to jump straight in because we're hella late to this game. Right, for the last time then this evening. Here we go. ROTE, usually in the all red. There it is, confirmation of. Taking on PMI Esports of Spain. PMI are away from home. I think I might be on their stream as well. Great choice, 8-ball. No Lattice Jr. tonight, of course. Lamuda plays up top. Already got 3 goals, 4 assists this season so far. $13 points separating these two sides. 13th and 19th place. Unbeaten in 4 since we saw them last, PMI. That was that 3-0 defeat. And Arquez has found his way behind the back line. Squares it across. Nobody there to tap it home. Joe Mert will gratefully clutch that to his chest, because that could have been an early dagger for the Germans. Ixie, this front three. Ixie, Arquez, McAvey. Unreal to watch. Unreal to watch. And they've conceded a penalty. It was heavy-handed, to be fair. After the initial interception, it's going to be Machiavelli versus Joe Mert. Straight down the middle it is, and Joe Mert makes the save. Only one player in white chasing it in. Wow. I didn't see who it was, but fair play to him because everyone else had switched off. Machiavelli unable to make that count early doors, but Rote keep coming at them. Bojan back in CDM tonight. We saw him play at centre-back last time. Again, gaffers fill in gaps. Marv finds Machiavelli's feet. Committing a lot of men to the cause early on are Rote. The boys in red. Didash. Bojan there again with interception number 3. Already 12 minutes in. Not Alves. Lays it off to his new strike partner. Lamuda goes round the outside. Round the outside. Comes back. Not forcing the matter, our PMI, or maybe they should have, because Machiavelli's just ran back about 90 yards to help his side out there. Dex heads it down to Kampf, who was man of the match in that 4-2 win against Digital last week. What a game that was, by the way. If you've not seen that, go and check it out. Arquez to Lucas. Fisher up. Moving it nicely. PMI camped in at the moment. They are the away side. They are down in 19th. You probably would expect it. Didash, back post. Headed down to Arquez. What a save from Joan Mert. Pure reflex reactions against a world-class striker. He is keeping his side in this game currently. 18 minutes in. 2 massive stops. 1 from the penalty spot. Mario wins that. Finds Lamuda. He has plenty of options. Chooses this near side with Mac. Gets it back. Hands it off nice and early. Dino cuts inside. Lucas is there. Playing in CDM tonight with Marv. A little bit of a change around. Again, very good squad. Do Rote have? Down in 13th though, which they'll be very disappointed with. Bojan stepping up from CDM. What a stormer he's having so far. Gives it to Dino. Finds not Alves. 4 off. Plenty of red shirts there. Looking for a strike partner. Does not find him. It's going to come straight back at them though via Stokes. Marv does well. Manages to get his side up. But they do lose out. I'm not sure if someone's lagged out there or not, or just embarrassed and put the controller down or not. But Joe Mert, of course, comes out and claims it. Takes the pressure off his side. And up the field they go. Their man is back there now. Lamuda almost caught again. Mario Foro goes long. Is going to get picked off. But possession changing hands once again. Stokes, we know that man is a very, very good player. Dropping down to play in CDM this season by the looks of things. Partnering Bojan, and that's a good central defensive midfielding pairing there. Not Alvarez. Cut out by Arquez. Cuts it back, gives it to his Cam Ixie, and that is what that man can do. Feeds Machiavelli, but once again, Joan Mert is perfect on the rush out. But how good was that through ball, boys and girls? We've seen some quality through balls tonight. That one is definitely up there. Machiavelli, though, 0 for 2 in front of goal so far. Joan Mert having the best of that battle. What a battle that is. Joan Mert, I say it a lot. He's one of the most underrated goalkeepers in pro clubs. And I very rarely hear people talking about him. Don't see his name very often on the stats board. We've never done a baller build on him. I swear he used to play centre-back, but I might be mixing up with someone else. PMI, we know PMI are a side who like to play it on the deck. And as you can see, they're very comfortable on the ball. In the I know he just played that out, but PMI making me choke on my words, quite literally. Like I said, PMRS side who like to play carpet football, don't pump this out. Now I've said that again. Plays very comfortable on the ball. They have been guilty in the past, though, of not creating much. I don't want them to fall into that today. Arquez heads it across. You saw Joan Mert there. Starting position was fantastic. But from a neutral point of view, I think a rote goal would force this PMI side to have to come out and play. And they're doing their best. Looking very good doing that as well. Although Mario's done well there. Finds not Alvarez. He's going to get it back. Great tackle from Fisher Jupp. Proper centre-back's tackle that was. Although the direct ball, not Alvarez has won that. Gets it back for the 1-2. Fires it home against the run of play. It's 1-0 to PMI. And look at the clock in the top left-hand corner. Bang on the stroke of half-time. That whistle is just about to go as soon as they touch that. And that, boys and girls, is why ROTE are down in 13th. No disrespect to them whatsoever. They've looked fantastic. They've played really, really well. They've had massive, massive chances. It just looks like they're unable to get themselves over the line at the moment. A huge 45 minutes coming up for this ROTE side. I think it's important they don't get their head down first and foremost because they've been the better team. PMI have kept the ball really, really well. Played through the thirds really, really well. Not created that much. Whereas ROTE are they're like a swarm of bees. And they're completely and utterly buzzing around that PMI box. And if it wasn't for Joe Mart, obviously this game would look a lot different. And I think that needs to be the team talk, I think, for ROTE. Don't get their heads down, keep on coming, but my God, PMI struck rich there. Great work from them again. It was well worked. And then the direct ball, not Alvarez, has won it, knocked it down. PMI had 2-3 players waiting to pick it up on the edge of the box. It's good commitment to the cause from them. Every time I say something nice about them, though, they tend to smack the ball into the stands. So I'll refrain. But ROTE have got it all to do. And it's usually these two men at the forefront of that, Arquez and Machiavelli. Machiavelli's had a not great showing so far, but if there's anyone who can turn that around, it's that man. And that was a great attempt on a night of great through balls. Not to be. The two CDMs were actually chasing that back there, so you can tell ROTE are already looking at committing some men forward, heavy on the press, heavy on the aggression. It's what you expect from ROTE. There's never a boring game with these guys around. Machiavelli, edge of the box, gets the shot off Joe Mert. 3-0 up is that man against Machiavelli. His opposite number remains 1-0 to PMI, the Spaniards. Like I said, 13 points behind ROTE, but they do have 4 games in hand. Nexus clears that. Lamuda trying to get it off Ixie, which is a lot harder than you might think. Down the line, that's not a great throw in. It is blocked though, so chance here to get something from the scraps because Fisher Jupp is there. Possibly emergency striker season already. He is just easing back, but not too far back. He's easing back, but he's not sprinting back. Here he is again. There he is. Love it. Love it. ROTE are not a boring team. That is not something you can say about this side. Lamuda should have gone in the air. Kampf is there. Ixie. Space ahead. Machiavelli. First time on to his strike partner. Arquez gets it back from him. Turns. Good block. He's still got it though. Stays in the box. Comes out eventually to Lucas. Arquez flip-flaps past one. Gives it to Machiavelli again. And like I said, ROTE are knocking on the door. Not got any joy so far in the opening 60 minutes despite sustained pressure. Kampf into Dex. Good ball into Arquez. Box of tricks is that man. Fisher takes it down. It will come straight back at the boys in white. PMI holding on for now. Arquez, good feet from him. Tries to slide it through. Not sure who that is. Nexus again. Kampf looking to come forward. Wrecks him basically. Stokes, great ball through. It's 2v2. Margin cuts it back to Dino. Didn't need to force it. Stokes wins it again. He's having a good game. Dino's here. This time plays it safe. Good turn from Stokes. Gives it to Mayan. Great tackle from Fisher Jupp. Not the first time tonight. Didas, I think, was expecting the tackle there. It didn't come in. ROTE managed to keep the ball anyway. Expect a naughty tackle coming through. It's Dino. Great tackle. Getting a bit spicy this game at the moment. That's what we like to see. If we're not getting goals, then give us some spice. Ixie, great turn. Finds the striker. Arquez. I mean, the referee... A flag went up. I don't know what it was for. Wow, that was close. Machiavelli behave. I don't know what the flag went up for, because Arquez made connection with the ball. I think he tried to square it. So he wasn't offside. Marv is going to win this very high up. Squares it across to Machiavelli. Here we go. A chance. Finally finds a way past Joe Mert. The goal was absolutely at his beckoning there, and he's made no mistake. From 10 yards, finds the back of the net finally. It's what Rote deserved, but it's come from a really, really strange decision at the back for PMI. All their hard work undone by rush of blood to the head. Now PMI have got it all to do. They are the away side. They have been camped out in their half for most of this second half, for most of the game, truth be told. Bojan into Stokes. Finds not Alvarez. One more was not on because Dex is there. Goes long. Finds Arquez with acres of space. We know he's got a trick in him. They try and double up on him, but he releases the ball. They switch it to this near side. 15 minutes left. A draw for either side does absolutely nothing here. So expect to see both of these sides going for it. Andrew Lopez clears that, but once again, it's going to come straight back at them. Machiavelli, him and Arquez very, very busy this game. Only a goal to show for it. And maybe all they'll need is one more goal, and they'll have all 3 points. Looking for the green-haired Fisher Jupp, I believe. He is taken down as Lameda. Dino with a long raking pass. It's Legend with the green hair. Heads it home. The gaffer, the captain. It's not Tanzareki tonight. It's Ollie in goal. Machiavelli slides it through to Didash. Massive tackle from Mario Foro. And it's going to be, yeah, confirmation it was a world-class tackle. Right in the nick of time. PMI are living dangerously right now. What a tackle that is. Through on goal. Excellent work once again. Didash scored 2 last time we streamed Rote. Almost saw his name in lights again. Here is Legend. Finds Arquez, edge of the box every time. He wants to be positive with it. He wants to take a man on. He wants to go towards goal. Look at this. Takes it down for his teammate Dex. Gets it to Ixie. Gives it to Machiavelli. Goal at his beckoning. Can't make it work. And now we've got a 3v2. Turns into all of a sudden a 1v2. Good work from Lamuda. Margin. Oh, he's hit it off the post and he's found the back of the net. It's against the run of play. Once again, they will not care. PMI have done an absolute number on Rote, who have been rampant. They've done everything other than score. If this was PMI's game plan all along, then fair play. They counter-attacked and then kind of stopped and then decided they were going to counter-attack again. Looked like it was all called on the fly. And like I said, PMI will not care how it goes in. They won't care who scores. What a ball that is. And he's going to get onto the end of it. He's had to be taken out. And it should be a red. It is a red card. Confirmation of. It is Camp who was man of the match in the last game. Live cams at you quick. But Rote, my God, got themselves back into the game. Looked like they were going to march on to win it. And I wouldn't even say they've hit the self-destruct button. They've just been hit by a purely counter-attacking team. And PMI have come all the way to Germany. Look like they're going to steal all 3 points. And they'll say it's a tactical masterclass as they hit the wall. Here is the match winner. Margin gets it into the corner. They dispossess him quickly. Lucas. It had to go, and it had to go quick. It's going to have to go via a deflection. Lucas to Didash. Last roll of the dice. Machiavelli inside to Ixie. One over to the right-hand side. He chose not to play it. It's still alive. Somehow Rekmak rode that, cleared it. And there is confirmation, boys and girls. Somehow PMI have won that game 2-1. A lot of thanks has to go to Joe Mart if you're a PMI player or a PMI fan. He did a lot of the heavy lifting there, but collectively PMI stood firm. They rode their luck at times, but there was nothing lucky about either one of their goals. The finishes were sublime, and fair play to them. Fair play to them. 3 points. It's a results business. They didn't even play bad. PMI didn't play bad at all. It's just ROTE were camped in their half the whole game. The whole game. And I have no idea. The likes of Ixie, Machiavelli, Arquez will be sitting there scratching their head wondering what the hell has just gone on. That is competitive 11s pro clubs, boys and girls, in a nutshell. Congratulations to PMI. Commiserations to ROTE. It's never a boring game when ROTE are involved. They're welcome. Welcome back anytime. Both teams are, of course. Both teams are. And there's everything I know, which is very little. PMI possession, 56%. What do I know? What do I know? Right then, boys and girls, that is all we have time for tonight. Not because I want to leave you, but because teams have stopped playing now. That is the last game of the night. So thank you very, very much for tuning in. We are not live on Thursday. We are back Monday with Monday, Tuesday, Thursday next week. No stream Thursday. Do not forget that. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel though, so when we do stream, you get notified. And for those of you who don't know, I'm one half of Pro Clubs Weekly. That is also a YouTube channel, so make sure you are subscribed to that one as well. We are in LAN season. We are, what, 4 or 5 weeks away from the LAN in Sheffield now, so make sure you know what's going on effectively. There are plenty of teams who need some players. Get involved. Whether you're playing or spectating, it should be a really, really good event. But at the very least, make sure you know what's going on. Make sure you stay tuned. Social media is great for that. But again, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channels because we talk about it quite a lot. Right, I'm off for my tea. So see you next week, Monday, 8 PM. Be there.